Hey everybody, what's going on? I just wanted to talk a little bit about Juneteenth. When I'm recording this video, that is exactly what day it is. It is Juneteenth. And what is it? Well, as a friend of mine on Facebook he posted really right about Juneteenth. And one of the things that he posted was it is not, what it is it's not the day that enslaved people were freed or the day that slavery ended. It marks the day when enslaved Texans found out they had been free for over 2 years. When I was in college, and I know, like I said, I'm going to be starting quite a few of these with that because I think that that period of time I learned the most about me and my journey diving and dissecting my white privilege. And one of the classes I took was Civil War and Reconstruction. And the unique thing about that class was the fact that it was taught by a professor who was originally from Mississippi. And boy, did we get a really good lesson. And I'm not saying that she was bent toward the Confederacy. She just gave a great Southern point of view on how this war really was. And I'm not saying, like I said, it was not a pro-Confederacy class. Not at all. It was facts and figures and this and that. And it was very eye-opening and enlightening. It was just a really good reversal of what I've usually encountered in courses such as this. But anyway, long story short, she talked about Juneteenth. And I learned just like this, that Juneteenth was a time when when enslaved Texans were told that they were free. And this comes 2.5 years after the Emancipation Proclamation, which was obviously the order from Abraham Lincoln to free slaves in 1863. And so after the Civil War ended and federal troops were coming through Texas, they broke the news to these enslaved people who had no idea that they were free. And after hearing that, I just figured, okay, Juneteenth is a Texan holiday. It's a Texan holiday. That's how I thought, how I framed it, how I thought about it, because I didn't experience any type of celebration about this day anywhere else. And I'm not saying that I only experienced it in Texas because I'm not from there. I've been there several times, but I can't recall a time I was in Texas when when Juneteenth would be celebrated or honored or commemorated. So I just figured that's where it was. However, and I lived in a couple different urban areas. Seattle, I lived in Seattle for a while. I lived in Detroit, and I did live in the suburbs of Detroit, but I did live in Detroit proper as well. And this commemorated holiday was never brought up, or at least that I can remember. And it wasn't until I moved to Lansing about 10 years ago, just over 10 years ago, Lansing, Michigan, that there was a celebration outside of Texas. And it was a great time, but I don't think that we really look at the history, or obviously we don't remember the history, especially if, but I do feel that this day is probably one of the more important holidays we could have as a nation. Because it is a marked day I mean, I suppose we could look at April of 1863, the Emancipation Proclamation, but this was, something that was created by Texans to celebrate their freedom from slavery. That I thought, like I said, was stuck in Texas, but it really wasn't. It was like almost the complete ending of slavery, because yes, there was freedom. The slaves were technically free, but obviously they weren't given the information. And why would they be given the information? Because who holds the information at that point in time is the slaveholders. And so they're not going to tell anybody. They're not going to tell them. They're not going to tell their own slaves that, oh, well, you know what? Congratulations, you're free. That's not how it works. And so what really needs to happen, I think today, especially the 2020 year, I think we really have to change that, because there is now, even though Lansing, not my hometown, but the town I live in now, has been doing this for I don't know how long, because I remember when I moved here, I was just like, they do a Juneteenth celebration? What? But that's also my white privilege in play. There could have been a dozen Juneteenth celebrations all over the country, and I didn't know about it. And I'm pretty educated, and I'm pretty, but like I said, I don't remember seeing one in Detroit. I'm not saying that there wasn't, but I didn't see one, or even Seattle. So, yeah, but I think this needs to change. I think this needs to be an absolute national holiday. And I think that organizations are seeing that. People are seeing that. Because this is a true way that we can really celebrate the freedom of everybody. Because this really means there's freedom for all. And we have a lot of work to do. But I think this is one step towards trying to heal the divide, heal the scars that have been developed. But that is my experience and what I've realized about Juneteenth and the holiday it has been, and the holiday that I hope it will become. All right, we'll see you next time.